Alright, hello everyone. This is going to be a match between the DotP Devils and For Colin Blake, the AD2L team run by Armora, who is the head of AD2L, I believe. And my co-caster for tonight will be none other
Yeah,
than
yes, he is.
Mista,
Yeah.
Mista Blue, Mista Pink, whatever you want to call him, Mista of some sort. This is your fight.
I am
This
a
is
sir. You will call me by sir.
yeah. This is your first time casting, right?
This is indeed, I think, the first time casting. Actually, I did one cast of an in-house all by myself on Twitch, and then I forgot that I need to hit the button or like save the setting that actually records the audio, so you can,
Ah,
so it records whatever you did.
yep.
So it
That's
was
rough.
live streaming on Twitch, but it wasn't saved. So I was like, oh shit.
Yep, that'll do it. Yeah,
It was
it's
very disappointing.
Fafnir is our usual caster, but I do it every so often. It's a good time, but I mean, it's basically just talking about Dota. The camera work is the really difficult part I find, which fortunately you won't have that burden. I will have that burden this time, but I find the camera work is
Mm-hmm.
not very intuitive, and it's very different than you would do it in Dota, because obviously you're focused on 10 heroes instead of just one. But alright, so just to get into the game, DotP Devils banning out Bloodseeker, Blast from 6.84, I suppose. He's just an annoying hero. Possibly a target ban. I don't know enough about the AD2L leaders team. If I don't know if they did research on target banning or what. But Bloodseeker, he's just a disruptive hero. Very common first phase ban. I know I ban him a lot because of that disruption factor. And they ban Quap, pretty standard.
Yeah.
First pick, first ban material, and a Ember Spirit ban from the 82L guys.
That's
I
definitely a Kai ban, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels like a target ban unless they're setting up for some kind of weird first phase PL shenanigans. But I imagine it's just gonna be a target ban against KYRY. The question is, will they target ban like a bunch of his other heroes? And I will add, I know that the 82L guys they watched the Standard Deviants game from last week, so I don't know what heroes KYRY played in that. But if he particularly did well, if he did particularly well, they may be target banning those, which wouldn't be too surprising. So we'll see as the draft progresses if they, ban 5 mids or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. I know a couple of the players on .P Devils. I don't play a lot with Dreadbeats, but I know the heroes that guys like Kimbrel, Nameless, Kyrai, and Jekyll a little bit. I know what they like to play,
Hmm.
so it'll be interesting to see if they go with comfort picks or if they go outside of kind of their normal picking routine um, to adjust to Aomora's team.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I imagine they'll stay in their comfort zone. I think that's generally the smart thing to do. In like like competitive but still like casual tier matches at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Doom pick
Sounds
coming
good.
out.
First pick
I know
Doom,
that's a
your favorite, right?
God. I wish Doom was not in this game. I wish he was not in any game. I know that's a Dreadbeats hero. I know Dreadbeats plays Doom. I play quite a bit with Dreadbeats, although since he has devolved into a Doom picker, I think that I may have to stop. I may have to cut him off, cut him loose, and whatnot. Dazzle pick coming out from the
He
82L
is the
team.
judgment.
Yeah, freaking Doom. Dazzle is a good hero. He's very good with Doom, or against
Do,
Doom,
do,
rather.
do you respect this pick more on a scale
I
of
do.
one,
I'm already
like
like
one being Doom and 10 being what, Invoker? Where does Dazzle fit on that scale?
he's like a 7. I'm a big Dazzle
Yeah.
fan.
Okay,
I
solid.
appreciate the hero, and also now with like, all right, so just as much as we got off on a little tangent, Dazzle Omni Knight, right? So they went full heal comp, .P Devils, perfect response, immediately Ancient Apparition pick, which I know is a comfort pick for Kimbrel, as well as just the perfect hero in this situation. Obviously, if you pick a heal
True.
comp and you can't do healing, you're not gonna have a good time. So very smart pick.
You
Although
also have a very passive lane with this.
yes, that's very true. Unless they offlane the Omni Knight, which is something you'll see every once in a while, but it's not necessarily too strong. Banning the Chaos Knight is odd, but maybe it's a target ban. Who knows? I don't do research. Um, Also, Chaos Knight Omni Knight is pretty good just because Omni ult will go on all of the Chaos Knight illusions, and it's hard to ban. It's hard to
And
doom.
the Dazzle Heal Bomb.
Yeah. Oh, that too. That's a very good point. Um, and also now with the Chaos Knight doing minus armor, he does -5 armor with his or with his critical strike. So adding that to Weave and the inevitable Dazzle Solar Crest would have been pretty nasty. So that's definitely,
And Doom's already a low armor hero.
yeah, very very good point. Also Doom, like, unless you catch excuse me, unless you catch the CK out, you're gonna have a hard time dooming a CK that's already ulted. And generally you see CK's ult before they go into the fight. Tinker and Axe Band from the Radiant team, the AD2L team. Tinker, I know Kairai plays a bit of Tinker. I wouldn't say he's like one of his top heroes, as far as I know. But definitely an annoying hero. Especially, it looks like AD2L team is going to be trying to run some kind of
Ooh.
aggressive pushing comp, and Tinker is really good against
Yeah.
pushing comps. So I think it's a smart ban. Same with the Axe. Axe is
Yeah.
pretty disruptive for a
Do you
pushing comp.
I have a question.
Uh huh.
Do you think Tusk and Omni Knight? Do you think that's a dual lane right there?
Possibly. I think it's definitely a possibility. I know that. Nope, I never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else. But Tusk Omni is a pretty good lane, especially after Omni Knight got buffed with the purification cast point. Now it's 0.25 instead of 0.4. That'll mean that you can Tusk Snowball in and just explode him with the purification. Kind of like Techie's Tusk, except with pure damage instead of physical damage and without suicide. So kind of not like that at all. But definitely potential aggressive
But a
duo.
little not, yeah.
Potential aggressive duo. I think it really depends what the DotP Devils pick. Like, I think if they picked like a really farm heavy support, then the AD2L team would think like, all right, we should go aggressive on this. We should run one of these aggressive duos. So it gives them the potential for that, but it's not necessarily like they're not locked into something like a Techie's Tusk would lock you into. It also keeps the
Hmm.
DotP Devils guessing. They think like, oh well, maybe they're gonna aggro duo, maybe they're gonna just offlane a Tusk. Who knows? We'll find out. Bane pick up.
What about
Oh,
okay, interesting.
Brood.
I was just gonna ask, what about the Brood Mother? They've been picking a lot of meta heroes right
Yeah,
now with
what about the
the
Brood
Tusk
Mother?
Dazzle, even Omni Knight.
Brood is
Yeah.
going to have a field day
Oof.
with Ancient Apparition Bane. Ancient Apparition, I would say, is probably one of the worst supports versus Brood, in my opinion. I
Hmm.
know, like, in We Like Dota League, I played a few, or well, just one Brood game, and it was like, I saw, like, whatever, I can't remember what support it was, but AA is not good against Brood. Brood is just gonna wreck that AA. Same thing with Bane,
Just
like,
meat.
yeah,
Yeah.
but basically it's just like money. Like you go and you punch the blue guy and coins fall out. But Bane he's weird against Brood, right? Because he is not good at killing spiderlings, but he's so tanky that he's gonna not be killed as easily by Brood. I think we're gonna see an interesting carry pick from the DotP Devils, something that can withstand Broodmother, potentially.
Yeah. What about a Razor here?
Mm,
Someone that's like a really good laner that's got some kind of AOE.
okay,
All
so
right, never mind. They are just.
yeah, I think this is they're really going for like a mid to late game build, I take it. I don't know. I feel like AM is going to have a hard time in this lane, and he can't even man up on the Broodmother because AM is not like he doesn't ever build an MKB early.
No.
And I mean, obviously he's a good MKB carry because he can farm it quick. But Broodmother, once she has incapacitating bite, AM is not going to be able to man up on her at all. Like she's just going to massacre the guy. And pre-Battle Fury, like she can just whittle him down with spiderlings. So that has some potential to go poorly. I think like I don't know, maybe like a safe lane Legion would have been interesting. And then they could have, or like I don't know, they could have dodged it and like run an aggro try. Because AA Bane, you
That's what
could,
I was gonna say.
yeah, you could
Yeah,
like,
maybe they run an aggro try, but
but not with an AM, unless it's a mid AM. But I doubt
yeah.
KYRY plays mid AM.
I was thinking about suggesting that, but that might be totally ludicrous. And
I've
not something they're gonna
I've
do.
played it a good few times, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very different kind of AM, and it requires a lot of um, mastery of the hero, but it can work sometimes. I've played it a bit. Generally, when I try to convince people to draft it for me in captain's mode, it does not go over well. But I've played it in pub games quite a few times.
No.
People think like, hey,
They
that's a
might end
bad
up
idea.
having to do that though. I mean, they have to find a home
Yeah.
for this anti-mage, and it doesn't look like
Ooh.
there's an obvious lane. I mean, Dazzle's great in lane.
Yeah,
This
see,
Lycan pick
so
too. They're
we
going all out push, aren't they?
exactly, yeah, they're just gonna like 4 man and then have Brood split push, or they'll just 5 man, honestly. And you have Howl plus Spiderlings. That is going to be absolutely
Mm-hmm.
ludicrous. That's a really interesting draft. It almost feels like a pocket strat from this AD2L team. Um, I definitely like this draft. They Lycan Brood, even without, you could take the other 3 heroes out. Who cares about them? And you still have Lycan Brood, which is a
Yeah.
wild push. And Dazzle heal plus Spiderlings. It's a really interesting draft. Meepo pick, Jesus,
Oh,
what is
Meepo.
going
I was
on?
gonna say they needed they need
Some
some
Spiderling
AoE,
clear.
wave clear. Yeah, to deal with
KYRY
the Lycan,
Meepo.
they can catch him out the net through BKB.
Yeah, that's smart. The question will be like, does it work out? Obviously, because Meepo's one of those heroes. Like, potentially he
Yeah.
could dominate this game, but there's also the potential for him to just feed out of his mind. He also has high magic resist, so Spawn Spiraling is going to do less damage to him, although it'll probably be in mid lane. And they do a lot of pure damage. Anyway, I will introduce these teams, or I'll introduce the Radiant, and you could do the Dire. So the Radiant, we have Armora, the
Sure.
excuse me, the head of AD2L. I'm sick. I'm gonna try to resolve my sickness through this game. Hopefully not mess up the VOD too much. Armora is playing the Omni Knight support, I assume. Yeah, sounds like a tri-lane bottom. Explosion is going to be playing the Tusk in the mid lane. That's a very aggressive way to play a Tusk. Lycan, safe laning, not surprisingly, will be played by Old Donny Boy, similar to Danny Boy, but a little less classy. Mic not working. Broodmother will be played by Snarf Snarf, and Maestro Mayhan, my favorite composer, will be playing Dazzle in the tri lane, bottom lane, safe lane, whatever you want to call it. And so, how about this star team?
All right, on the off-lane Doom, we have Dreadbeats. He's got a ward. He's probably looking a ward there, but if he keeps going, he might be in trouble. In the mid lane, we have Kairai, the captain, my captain, the fearless leader. He started out with a Ring of Protection, Stout Shield, Tango. I don't play a lot of Meepo. Is that a standard item
Uh,
to choose?
yeah, I don't. It's a so the ring of protection is very standard. I don't know. I'm not a mute player either. I've dabbled in it, but I really don't have that much fun on the
Yeah.
hero. The stout shield is common if you're against like a quap or somebody that's going to be punching you. However, he's going to be against a tusk.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't know it's going to be a tusk. Maybe he thinks it could be like a dazzle mid, but it's fine. Or it might just be a standard build for
Okay.
him. He may just think like, oh well, I need defensive items.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely
Yeah,
Meepo mid though.
I've seen him built like an ember spirit in the old days of poor man shield, and then someone feeds him 2 tangos. I've seen that before on a Meepo, but I haven't seen this. Anyways, so before we forget, I'm gonna move on to Nameless Noob, our resident support in the Bane, and looking for some good feed scripts from him. Probably I don't know who's the best target to go on. Probably Lycan or the Omni Knight.
Lycan, yeah,
Those
Lycan,
at least seem
Brood.
like the obvious choices to me.
Yeah, I definitely Lycan,
Yeah,
Brood,
Brood,
Omni.
you can
It
catch it out.
depends. I was gonna say yeah, if the Brood's even in the fight, because odds are, although the
Yeah.
fighting Brood has become more in meta with like Scotty, Orchid, stuff like that.
True, true. That unique attack modifier. I didn't even know about it until Faf tweeted it out a couple days ago, or
Oh yeah,
yesterday. So anyways, we have Anti-Mage, the Jekyll playing Anti-Mage, the farming machine, and Kimbrel on our AA.
with a mango.
So I gotta say, while the draft looks like it's in the AD2L team's favor, I know Kimbrel plays a mean AA. I know Jekyll can farm like a madman. I don't know about Kyra and Meepo, but
We'll find
they
out.
look like they're in their comfort heroes at the very least, right?
Yeah, I mean the Meepo is really the deciding factor in this game. I think. Meepo, it's not surprising to anybody, but it's very hit or miss, right? So if it goes well, it goes well, and if it doesn't, it certainly does not go well. So we'll see. I think the later this game goes, the more the Dire have their favor. I think the Radiant has like a definite time where they're going to be strongest in that like mid game where they can push down lanes. But as the game progresses, I think this Dire team is going to get out of hand with all these cores. And not much answer to Meepo. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, it depends. That's true. I mean, we have. Yeah, I think it's obvious that the early to mid game should go at least in CTR's favor, but
Yeah, for sure.
it'll be interesting to see how they weather the storm. .P Devils at least.
This mid lane is not going so well for our noble KYRY, but you know, he has a big disadvantage damage-wise early game, so we'll have to wait and see how that progresses.
Yeah.
Jekyll should have a decent time farming for like the first few minutes until the Soul Ring comes up on Brood. Brood also preemptively got sentries, so the Dire team is going to have a really hard time catching her out. They don't even have sentries in lane, nor do they have Dust. And AA has no regen.
Did you notice the Doom did not get Devour? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, that's
I
fine.
just noticed this because it's such a weird pick.
Wow.
He did not level Devour at level 1 and level 2.
Yeah, that's
Breath
is
at level
that like a misclick? There's really like
It's
no
gotta be,
reason, because like level death is a garbage ability at like level 1. And I shouldn't even say level 1 at the beginning of the
Yeah.
game, because like, you know, the multiplier is level 6, and I don't think there's gonna be many level 6 enemy heroes at this juncture. So that has to be a misclick or
And
something.
the mana cost is huge.
Yeah, there's no way he can support that. So we'll see. I don't want to think about it too hard. I feel like it's a misclick. If it's not a misclick, I don't even know. Going in on KYRY in the mid lane, I would be surprised. I'm constantly surprised, both in pub games and possibly by this game. People do the darndest things. Meepo has the second
They're getting
Meepo.
active. And look at that first blood on Brood.
Nice. So they did the Nightmare combo with Cold Feet, I assume. It's a pretty strong. That's the strong part about this lane, right? Because they can guarantee Cold Feet with Nightmare. So that definitely worked out. Brood is right back in lane though, and the Sentry War
Ooh,
is
look
going
at
to
Kyrie.
begin.
He's gotten real low.
Yeah, he's gonna have a hard
the
time
mid
with this
lane.
Tusk. Does have enough money for a bottle though. Although some mid meepos don't go bottle. It's a very like finicky hero. Like people do very vastly different things. Tusk is just gonna have a
Yeah.
field day though in this mid lane, I feel. Oh boy, he narrowly misses that.
He should at least.
Nice try.
I mean, he's trading. Kyra's trading last hits with him. So
Yeah.
it looks like the laning phase, at least the first couple of minutes, hasn't gone as bad as we might have feared for .P Devils.
No, the KYRY, he was behind for like the first couple waves, but he picked it back up once he got his 2 Meepos. And, you know, in typical Meepo fashion, once he has 3 Meepos and level 7 poof, even level 5 poof, he'll be able to actually farm the lane a lot more. Or he's going to be able to farm the lane and jungle, I should say. Possibly some more aggression top lane. Brood has a sentry to deward these, but she's not doing it. She's being very careful. I don't blame her necessarily, but the potential to go wrong. Spawn spiderlings. Bottom lane is getting gone on. Doom has double level death, double scorched earth. My head hurts
Oh, that's scorched
looking
earth
at this.
damage. Oof.
Scorched earth, good ability. Level death, not good ability. Armor is going to die here.
No, Amora may die under tower, and that's it. Oof.
Dazzle had Shallow Grave, but didn't use it. So that was probably not
They
the
have
play.
gotten really aggro on this tower.
KYRY
Down
is
already.
going to get gone on by this Tusk. Tusk, if he had waited a little bit, he would have been able to easily kill Meepo. But instead, he is not level 6 yet. Now he's level 6, though. He should just, like, go on this guy. Oh, boy. Get him. I believe in you, Tusk.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. He's not going to have mana to Walrus Punch,
The
though.
second Meepo must have been targeted, right? Yeah.
Yep, alright. That was good play. He's pretty far out, though. But Doom can do very little to nothing. Because I really, this build is, I don't know.
Still no Devourer. Yeah, what is going on?
I got nothing. I don't want to think too hard about that build.
Well, at least we know it wasn't intentional. And that being said, he's gonna get a kill with Scorched Earth.
Yeah, I mean, he may as well just have gone stats Scorched Earth. Instead, if he wasn't going to get Devoured, he'd be
Yes.
better off getting stats. Like, clearly he's not going to be able to use Level Death. He literally cannot use all his abilities right now, right? He uses Doom and Scorched Earth, and he can't use Level Death. Like, alright, well, Dazzle DCs.
I mean, with that being said, I mean, just take a look at the two offlaners and the difference. Yes, the tower is gone bottom lane, but
Hmm.
when you consider the fact that Doom is level 6.5 even without Devour, and
Yeah.
he's got his phase boots and magic stick, and then you look at the Broodmother in the other lane. I mean, she's got some decent farm, but she's actually a full level below him.
Yeah, that's definitely something to
His
take note
laning
of.
phase has gone a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, and they've even rotated the Omni Knight up top because of the Brood's difficulties, so I think they're going to get a little more... aggressive is not the word, but they're going to be a bit more consistent top with their pressure. And they're probably going to try to contest this AM, who has pretty much been free farming at this point. He has 27 last hits at 530, which is good. Obviously, yeah. I mean, it's just good form. And yeah, so this game is very quickly spiraling out of control. I shouldn't say quickly spiraling out of control, but it's very gradually spiraling into the control of the Dire team. And it looks like we're going to get it on pause, fortunately. I think this Tusk, though, since Tusk just hit 6, he's going to be able to rotate around and get a lot of aggression in, which has the potential to be a deciding
Yeah,
factor.
that's a good point.
And he has Phase Boots Bottle,
That
so,
and,
like...
the Lycan has still gotten a lot of farm. These stacks haven't been taken.
Yeah.
You know, he's already got his power treads up, so
Yeah, it's a very
he's
good point.
well on his way to the Vlads.
Yeah, we'll see if Meepo is a really good hero at stealing stacks, so we'll have to wait and see if he gets aggressive and opts to do that, because that could be like a pretty game-winning maneuver. Oh boy, this Omni Knight
Wow, look
taking a
this
bit of
Brood.
rest.
Yeah.
Brood just making that army though. Oh boy,
Yeah.
now they have a tri-lane top. Looks like they're going to go for a hard push and just let the bottom lane. Lycan, oh
While
boy,
that's going
level
on,
death.
Lycan is getting gone on bottom.
That level death did so much damage to that guy. Good lord. Like, as much as I was flaming, that was something.
Yeah, he's figured it out. I don't know, whatever he's doing, it's working.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't do it in my games, I'm fine with it. Broodmother, some nice splitting of the spiderlings. I don't believe normally they stack. Oh, all right, the misclick.
Yep.
She is
While
very
going on
lucky.
mid
This
lane.
brood should just be killing AA, by the way. Tusk kills
Yep.
Meepo. Yeah, Tusk had a DD. Easy kills.
Tusk kills Meepo mid lane with the DD, the punch, the snowball.
Yeah, Tusk should just have a field day at this point in the game. I really think they should just be 4-manning top and let Lycan just hang out. Or, I mean, they could 4-man top and then let Tusk push. But whatever they do, it is working right now. This Howl is going to go on the
They
spiderlings.
seem desperate to push.
Oh,
They
wow.
seem very desperate to just push as
Yeah.
many lanes as possible.
They really have to, right? Because, like, that's their game plan. And if they don't push, they're just going to, like, lose the game. So, yeah, we might see some retaliation from the Dire team, though. Bane does not have ult yet, though, so it's a pretty key weakness. Once he hits 6, that's going to be a big power peak for them. Oh, boy, Jekyll. Not having a good time. Doom coming in. He has Doom in 4 seconds. Let's see, what will the target be? Is he going to Doom the
He's
Dazzle?
ready to bully someone.
He's ready to die. This is not ideal. Oh, he'll be fine, though. He has 50 health regen.
Is Scorched Earth. you
Oh
know.
boy, he's not going to be fine.
That's still a
He's may die. Deny your friend? Oh no, Jekyll comes in. And they get the tower. This is a decent trade. It's not ideal by far, but it didn't go poorly. Jekyll,
That was
yeah,
a very hairy team fight.
it's very what's the word? It was very scattered. I'm interested. Jekyll.
Yes.
So I don't know how much you play anti-mage. I haven't played him a ton, although not recently. But generally, you do a stats build on anti-mage. You go like 1-1-1 stats, and then eventually you time it so that you get level 4 Blink at the time you get your Battle Fury, generally. He's also apparently going Brown Boots Battle Fury, which is not good. But he went for the like fighting build, where he has double Blink and a double Mana Break. So we'll see how that pays off. Generally, you see stats builds just because he's a pretty weak hero without those early stats, since he rushes a Battle Fury, which gives you no
Yeah,
stats.
and it makes him at least a little tankier in lane, right?
Yep.
He did go for the poor man's shield and Ring of Health early on, so at least that gave him a little bit of
Yeah.
sustain and able to deal with the spiders a little better with the poor man's shield.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe the idea behind rushing Battle Fury in this instance is you need to deal with Spiderlings. So even though he won't have treads to,
True.
like you can't farm the jungle with a Battle Fury unless you have treads, because you can't tread switch obviously without treads, and so that's a key weakness. Also uh, the attack speed is big. Ooh boy, he gets the
Here's a
Enfeeble
totem
off right
factoid
before Tusk.
I did not know. I don't know if you noticed this, but if someone is nightmared, using the using repel on them doesn't
Yeah.
actually stop them from being nightmared.
Oh,
I did not
if
know
they're
that.
already nightmared, you mean?
Yeah, if they're already nightmared,
Huh,
it
that's
does
interesting.
not get rid
Well,
of it.
I mean,
It's
it's not a purge.
does not
Like
purify it.
that's one
Yeah,
of the
not
big
a
things
purge.
about. Oh boy, this Omni Knight not having a good time with this AA ult, but he will
Oh,
live,
he's
just
alive.
narrowly. Oh, this Tusk not having a good day.
Tusk is caught out. The rest of his team needs to catch up with him.
Oh man, Tusk that was quite the play. He
Here
just
they go.
he can block this off entirely too. KRY dying on the Meepo. What was I gonna say? Yeah, that's one of the things. Like a lot of people, myself included, for a long time, say that Omni Knight or Abaddon is just a bad version of Omni Knight. But the thing about Abaddon is he can purge with his shield, with the Photic shield, whereas
Yeah.
Omni Knight can just prevent future magic instances with repel. So that's a very like important thing to remember. Like you can't just purge stuff off with repel. So yeah, I think we're really seeing
There's
the,
just a lot of brawling going on. Top
yeah, it
lane,
really
mid
is
lane,
just
bot
constant
lane.
fighting, and it's not going in the favor of.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was good. Um, oh my
I think
gosh,
Gary's
this
getting
guy is
baited
just
here.
barely getting kept alive. Oh my god, baited or not, he is gonna kill this guy.
Yeah. It's,
He probably could have killed that Tusk if he turned around, but that definitely went in their favor.
they just
And
keep skirmishing mid.
yeah,
All
and
the meanwhile, Kimbrel got some nice experience bottom. He's got his tranquils.
yeah, and Jekyll may he's not
Oh,
gonna
boy, this
die in
poor
top lane,
ATH
but
though.
he's really like
Yeah.
left alone. He without a Battle Fury and without treads, he can't fight the Brood, and even if he's not trying to fight her, like she's just gonna whittle him down and get him keep him out of lane. Like this is not ideal for
Yeah.
him at all.
Here the Doom comes, but he's not going to be able to do anything. No one has dust.
Yeah. So the big thing I noticed in that mid fight, which I was concerned about, and has been a concern of this build, we've been talking about this very unusual Doom build without Devour. So he's using level death, and if he gets the multiplier, it does a good deal of damage. It does what, 475 damage before resistances. But that whole fight he couldn't use Doom because he was using level death and Scorched Earth, so he never had mana. And really, you know, if you're Doom without Doom, you're barely a hero. I mean, killing
Yes.
Bane in
No.
mid.
You're still a pretty damn good hero, but not what you should be.
Well, yeah, but like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with you there. I'm never a fan of the phase boots Doom. Honestly, I'm a Tranquils or sometimes even Arcane's guy, depending upon the team comp.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
man, just
fine
like
with
that,
phase.
Jekyll takes down the Brood.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go phase boots, you're gonna need something like bottle or something.
Oh,
that you
well,
can,
nice
you know,
AA
set
ult.
up.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of agree. I think when you go phase, it's for like a more aggressive build, you know, like the right-clicking build, stuff like that. And alright, so Tusk has his Deso. It's a very well-timed Deso. 13-minute Deso is going to be disastrous, and it adds to their push. Not only is it going to really help killing this Dire team, especially this Doom, who has a total of 2 armor, or 4 armor, rather. So as this game continues, Tusk is really going to become an annoyance at the very least, a force to be reckoned with is probably the term I would use. And Meepo can now
Mm-hmm.
farm pretty efficiently, considering he has level 2 ult, so he has 3 full Meepos and max poof and all that.
Speaking of farming efficiently, Jekyll's made the right decision to move bottom lane after
Yeah.
taking down the Brood Mama because he knows she's gonna stay up there and she's gonna do her thing. But bottom lane has been essentially abandoned by the Radiant side. for
Yeah,
a while,
and
so
yeah,
he's tried to farm up.
it's a very good point. And in that same vein, he can. So normally, if you're safe laning on AM, like you push your lane and then you rotate into your jungle. But in this case, if he sees where the Dire team is on the map, he can just rotate into their jungle and take it. So that's definitely a strength of this combo. Kimbrel should just ult this guy. Will it hit? It will not hit. He should have done it while he was stationary. But yeah, I mean that was not ideal. And Doom dies to the. Is Doom is going mech, but Doom can't support a mech because he's not gonna have
I'm
mana.
confused.
I
I thought he was going Vlad's at first, but
yeah, Vlad's is pretty like common and good, but Tusk, his aggressions
Vlad's
are
made
really
sense
paying off.
to me.
Yeah, Vlad's is a really good item, especially well, I mean AM generally gets Vlad's, but if the Doom gets Vlad's, then AM doesn't
Yeah.
need to, I suppose. But AM kind of needs the stats.
Right now is the time of Tusk because he is just man.
Yeah, time of Tusk is right. Time of Tusk is doomed, but they have all this healing, and the AA ult is going to miss. He TP'd and threw it right next to it. Yeah, this is.
And he will survive.
Oh boy, and Tusk goes back in. Oh my gosh, this Tusk is just out of control. Absolutely out of control. And they're just gonna get.
Rocky, man.
Yeah.
He's just punching
Yeah.
people left and right.
Yeah. I'm surprised the Lycan didn't max Howl, considering they have the Brood. But regardless, they are just dominating. And their pushing is really going to come into effect. You know, the differential between kills is not huge. 4 kills is not the end of the world. But when we see, like, let's look at net worth. Net worth is just the Tusk is so far ahead. The Tusk has, like, 150% of the net worth of the Meepo. And that's a Meepo, too. Like, Meepo is a flash farmer.
Oh, look at that damage.
And AM is just getting rolled. Everybody's just getting rolled, I should say. And these towers, similarly rolled. Just these just melt.
They're getting very. Dire's getting very stubborn defending that top tier 2. They
Yeah.
wanna, at some point, just try to split push, and that's what Kyra's doing.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably the right move. He's close to his Ags. But,
Oh my gosh, this Tusk definitely a first phase ban next game.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
This might be a set of racks if Kyra can't make it back. He has a TP on him though.
Yeah, even if he
Just keep
TPs
on
though,
rolling
like, I mean, Tusk has no mana, right? So that's at least something. But
Yeah.
Bane doesn't have ult. AA has ult. Doom has ult when he reses, provided he doesn't just use all his mana.
Was really key.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason to be out there, but what's done is done. And I would go so far as to say this game is pretty done. Jekyll, he's just dead.
Jekyll.
There is just nothing they can do. This is
Yep.
not going so hot for the DotP Devils. I think it's a really impressive draft and a really impressive Tusk play coming out from the AD2L Chief
Yeah, the
team.
play was insane.
Yeah, the Tusk, like, especially Tusk Meepo, like he didn't dominate until he had his ult, but once he got level 6, like, he just got a couple kills, here he'll get another, like, it's just completely out of
Look at him.
control.
Yep. This is the time for a mid-Tusk too. This is where he hits his power peak, right? Between
Yeah.
like the 15-minute mark and the 25-minute mark when he's got his Deso phase boots.
Exactly.
His right click, his walrus punch is like half the HP of any hero in the game right now.
Yeah, absolutely, that's a very good point. It's really, like, Tusk is a very dangerous mid, because he, like, he's the definition of a tempo controller, like him and Brewmaster. Like, Tusk is not going to scale well into the late game, whereas other mids would, like a Meepo. But if you let him flourish in this, like, early to mid game, like, post 6 part of the game, you just see him dominate completely. And especially without hard lockdown from this dire team, with the exception of Baneult, they cannot handle him. Especially, like, they're going to have trouble handling the Tusk. And then on top of that, they have a Brood to deal with, and a Lycan to deal with. And it's really just spiraling out of control. Or rather, it has spiraled out of control. It is fully out
Yeah.
of control. There's no control to be had. But,
Here's something we didn't even mention is the fact that they can take more objectives off the map. I mean,
yeah,
they just took Roche,
super mobile.
and they can now transition into another push.
Yep, especially, I think they have a full Solar Crest up on Dazzle, and Tusk has a Shadow Blade, and obviously the Dessa we spoke about, and they have Vlad's up on a Lycan. Like, they have all the stuff in their arsenal that they really would want to have. That, oh boy, they might get to kill Tusk here. Alright,
Oh,
now that's a lot of money to
Alright,
have.
that was
Let's
a little
see.
bold.
I don't know what the swing was there. 1,066 gold. And that's not even counting all the AoE gold and stuff, yeah. So that's a big win. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the comeback, but
Yeah.
it definitely is it's some sweet pocket change. And if they are trying to come back, which obviously they are, that's the first step on the road.
I like the Stain ult. I think that was the right move.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get a kill out of it. He should just... Ooh.
Oh
You
my
saw the
gosh.
dash animation there. He was about to ulti his Guardian Angel, but...
Yeah, but
didn't have
he
enough
just
time.
did not get it. Bane gets away with 95 health. They killed the Lycan, but I mean the Lycan had Nagus, so he is back with a vengeance and an AC. More importantly, I'd much rather have an AC than a vengeance. And AM does not have any good targets for AM ult either. Like this this Radiant team has no like typical heroes that you'd want to kill with AM. And he just gets melted by the Dazzle nuke.
Am's in real trouble. Okay,
Yep.
well, he took down the Lycan.
And a triple kill coming out
He
from the
has 5
Dire.
racks, so they can actually save the racks.
Yeah, they will not lose the second set of racks. It's you know, it's a win. It's a minor victory, but a victory is a victory, right? So especially with
Yep,
this
and
Meepo
Now is
Ags.
his Battle Fury.
Yep. And so the thing, if they can recapture their jungle, which is going to be a hard feat, then the AM can really come back. As we say that in the jungle,
As we
Tusk
saw
just
it, yep.
he is just having a field day, just walking around, killing people. Unless he gets like doomed, he can just like hang out, do whatever he wants. It's really, I think there's just like an outdraft fundamentally.
Yeah, it was a very hard. They picked.
Feels like a
know,
pocket strat.
The Devils, they picked 3 really, really greedy heroes into a team that is all about winning the early and mid game.
Yeah.
And even though they laned really well, they performed pretty well in all of their lanes at the very start. I think that mid game just destroyed them. As soon as you said, or like you said, as soon as Tusk got that Desolator, it was a game changer. I mean,
Oh my gosh, what a
2 right clicks.
yeah.
Punch.
That's really something. I think yeah, this game is just not ideal. And Tusk has 3,600 gold. He has an ultimate orb. I assume he's gonna go Scythe. Maybe he's gonna get like a Scotty. That would be a little weird. Maybe he's role playing. He's gonna get all the frost
Yeah,
items.
I wouldn't suggest that one.
Scythe I think would be the play, but
Yeah, that would,
who
alright,
knows?
I have a question. Mechanics question.
hmm
You have Desolator and Scotty, which you shouldn't. Which takes priority?
Whatever you have picked up first.
Oh, I didn't know that's how it works. The order in which you picked up.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Because
Is Scotty a unique attack modifier? It is. Yeah, but it can be combined
It
with
is,
lifesteal, yeah. Whereas Desolator does
yeah,
not
Lifesteal
stack, yeah.
works with it, but Desolator definitely does not.
Yeah, I always forget since they've changed that a few different times. Especially since they made
Yeah,
Deso so
there's
cheap.
not much
This
for us to
game's
talk
so
about
over.
here. The game's pretty over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nicely played by the CTR team, the AD2L team, whatever we want to call them. Very nicely
Yeah.
drafted and then nicely executed. The Tusk really like the definition of MVP, truly in this game. 15-2. He did quite well. For Kyle and Blake, that's their name apparently, but I'll just call him AD2L team. So Thanks for coming on. I wish you the best of luck in your AD2L game later tonight, right?
Thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking to stomp some faces for the first true, real AD2L match that we get to play. The last one last week, it was a forfeit, but
Ah,
this one is on, so looking
nice.
forward to it.
I maybe I'll cast it retroactively because obviously Fafnir can't cast it because he's a little biased since he's on the team.
You can have your hands full, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm excited to watch it at the very least. So good luck, best of luck, and maybe take something out of the CTR book and run some mid tusk or some shenanigans
Yes,
like that.
there we go.
Especially as Lycan Brood, very
I'll
dominant.
shoot it. I'll shoot the idea over to Faf right away.
I'm sure Wazoo would be very happy to play Lycan, and if you guys have a Brood player, Brood,
Yeah.
this is really a nicely drafted game. But anyway, before we go off on a tangent,
Well, yeah, that's right.
yeah, all right, so I will be back with the next game of this, and thanks for watching or listening, whatever.